Well, Teddy Tactics came flying out of the gate to start things off, but unfortunately got halted by FlyQuest at one point. And after that, they couldn't really get their stride back there, Mimi. The idea was fun. The composition, it seemed so good over on the defensive end, but there was a lot of lacking once we swapped over to the attack.
Yeah, the attack side really struggled here for Teddy Tactics. You don't have the flexibility to go for these really fast side executes with this composition and playing into the mid-round. I think that, well, they all understood the idea behind the comp. That was clear. This was well thought through. It wasn't just a gimmick in my opinion. The issue really was that I feel like players started losing confidence. People started losing fights that they weren't in the first. Dodonut, Athena going for these aggressive swings on the attack side, constantly getting first bloods, and that was really what changed the tide. Constant player advantages in the second half for the side of FlyQuest wire.
Yeah, of course. It's impossible to know and quantify just as a spectator, but you can kind of get an inkling as to the mental resolve at times for teams when you're watching. And this really did come across like an experience difference. When FlyQuest were down, they were able to get right back into things in an instant. And on the opposite end, Teddy Tactics, this upcoming team, they were able to come swinging out the gate. But as things slowed down, as the score got closer and closer, they struggled to find answers. They struggled to keep their head in the game. And that is a matter of experience. They haven't really been here before. They haven't been able to push a team of this caliber to the limit and make it look like they could beat them. This is a new situation for them, and I don't think they knew how to react just yet.
And look at those first bloods, 15-9 for FlyQuest. I feel like most of those had to have come from that second half where once FlyQuest started building up that momentum, the confidence just kept flowing, and Teddy Tactics really struggled to find an alternate option. And now that really brings up questions for the rest of the series. You can't recover in map 1. What does it take to turn around the mental and come back into this one, especially now that you're heading towards looking down the barrel of FlyQuest's pick?
Especially too in FlyQuest, I mean, they seem to have just drained the confidence away from Teddy Tactics and stolen it for themselves. The peaks that they were doing, Dodonut, correct raise. I feel like we always sing her praises, but we have to once again, because once we got into that second half of the map, she was just really unleashed Wyatt. So I feel like too, that is going to be a really difficult situation for Teddy Tactics looking into the next map.
Yeah, Dodo was really the switch that flipped at the very tail end of that first half. She just started going crazy. It wasn't even just like the aim. It was just double satcheling around, playing with, you know, the raise utility that you have available in the silly way, where you're just able to move around the map quickly, take really unorthodox, weird fights, all of that. And that was what started to swing things around. And now heading into Lotus, another map where Dodo is going to be able to play raise. Again, just looking at her to go off in the same way. And big credit, too, on that second half to Emily, who was just really the catalyst of that first blood stat that you were talking about, Mimi.
Yeah, excellent work out of Dono and out of this whole team. And like you're mentioning, with Lotus, this is now a map that is honestly, on paper, one of FlyQuest's best. This is their most played map in the last few months, where they felt really confident playing into another race comp where Dodonut can be really well enabled. And for Teddy Tactics, it's been one where they've swapped their comp around quite a few times. I feel, found that same rhythm that I think we're seeing on Haven. Losing that map pick, letting that opportunity slip you by, really could be the nail in the coffin for this entire series for Teddy Tactics.
And then looking with Lotus ahead of us now, and of course Teddy Tactics looking to try and win this one out to be taking it over to Bind, then what are we kind of expecting? Because FlyQuest is a really known quantity in this sense. We got to see them play this yesterday. They played it so many times here, but for Teddy Tactics, swapping things around, they have swaps to their roster as well. I mean, they have to have something cooked up, or at least some sort of strong fundamental to have a chance here.
Yeah, the last time Teddy Tactics played this map in a match, it was about a month ago. They were running a Raze comp. It was that Fnatic comp, famously, with the Fade and the Astra, which is leaned into just being more of the meta comp now, post-Jet Nerf. You're mostly just seeing Raze on Lotus. So we're going to see a little bit of a mirror match, but I think it's more of a question whether or not Teddy Tactics are going to opt to bring the Fade into this and the Astra into this, because we've been seeing a whole lot of Omen to the contrary.
Yeah, and I honestly would expect them to stick to that. I think that this team is pretty pretty fanatic pilled, for lack of a better word. They've always ran this exact comp on Lotus, and in talking with Arya, it's one that she's always pushed for really heavily, especially around using the Odin to good effect and all of the benefits that this composition does bring in. But what I'm curious about more so is whether they're going to be playing with the Chamber, because they have experimented with that in the past, and I think Chamber has a lot of great ideas on this map, fighting for C control, A control on the defensive side. There's a lot of great setups you can do with this rendezvous, and we've seen this team really heavily investing into that agent. So I think there's a chance to maybe see that composition come out, or to see them just go back to that default Fnatic comp.
I'd be excited, since it was roughly a month ago that we got to see them last play this, and considering it was a couple of different players, to bring out something different than just the Fnatic build comps here, because I just want that spice. I want to see Teddy Tactics do what they do best here. So our agent select is ready. So let's head on over to that. I'm going to pass this over to you.
All right, Lotus on the cards here, and it looks like Teddy Tactics White is just going back to that same Fnatic comp.
Yep, all reliable. Nothing wrong with that. It's been super strong, and FlyQuest playing the comp that they've played already twice in this tournament. They've gotten Lotus through. This is now the third time. And the first two games were blowouts. They smashed their opponents both times. And off the momentum that they carried into this game, frankly, I'm kind of expecting them to come out swinging, and this might just end up being a blowout too. Though, of course, impossible to say, given we just haven't really seen Teddy Tactics on this map much in recent memory.
Yeah, this all comes down to the mental, to how much this team can recover. And for FlyQuest, what they can get done on this defensive side. Generally, a map that leans a little more heavily towards the attack, it can be tough to find a big streak of rounds on that defensive side, but we can expect them to be aggressive on the extremities, using that Raze util, using Dodonut to take that space, to have those good, solid retakes that we expect from this comp. You have the Paranoia, you have the flashes from that sky, a lot of tools to work back in, and this is, again, one of the most drilled maps for one of the most experienced squads in Game Changers. FlyQuest, they missed out on GC2, but they want to make it into the main event this time. Teddy Tactics, they haven't been there before. This is their chance for an upset. It slipped away from them in map number 1, and it's a question now of when you get hit, when you go down, how do you recover?
We'll see if Teddy Tactics have the resilience, if they have what it takes to bring things back on map 2. The map that isn't their pick in this pool. FlyQuest with some early control over A. Arya, that Viper working up, playing off the wall. We're going to see a whole lot of that in the yard area over there. But it's going to be this B hit coming in early from Teddy Tactics. Han gets the first, traded out immediately. Nicely done from the Teddy side as they're able to bring that spike into the site. Han is going to come through as well, but they decide to fall off. They're just going to make this fast rotate over to B. You can see the Astra putting the stars down. TP into sight from Emily is really nice, and it's going to allow actually for a double setup here. Teddy Tactics may have over-rotated just a little bit, walking into this crossfire that has been beautifully set up, traded out, but at what cost? A total HP of 63 against two full HP players. Dodo with Bot in hand as well to maybe get some early info on this retake.
2v2 here for FlyQuest, and the work back in. Dodonut is alone towards the spawn side, and Ash is close around the angle. Dodo, so fast with the headshot. The scan not going to connect onto anyone. They know exactly where this fade is hiding. 1 versus 2, and none of the shots landing. FlyQuest keep the momentum from map 1 and take the pistol.
Teddy Tactics really had an opportunity to just get into B and get that spike down. They thought they were in danger, wanted to go for a rotate towards C, but just misguided, unfortunately, for them. And I love that rotate, though, from FlyQuest. Emily getting over, TPing into the site, and they just set up this crossfire in such a swift fashion. Lovely play from them.
Great stuff to start things off here for FlyQuest. And Athena, a player who was so excellent in that first map, the leader of this team who has been there since the beginning of this project. Definitely that chip lands, if anyone, on her shoulder, bring this FlyQuest squad back to the heights that she knows that her players can achieve. Standard stuff to start here. Aggression towards A, get the Omen entrenched, and reset everyone else back towards other areas of the map.
Teddy Tactics gonna leave Arya, Ash here. Sheriff's in hand. Emily spotted out and caught him. Not expecting that second player there at all. And that's going to be the recovery of at least one Spectre, a decent upgrade. And off that, FlyQuest, they feel like they need to gain some map control elsewhere, and that they do. They find a pick as well, and Arya with that Spectre. Nice little kill onto Tree. Space gained on A. Opportunity to get the spike down in a 4-on-3. Win an eco round to swing things around, get the momentum back, get some confidence back.
It's just ran a marathon all the way around the map, finding 2 crucial kills. Now into the A site. Spike goes down. 3 versus 4 for the retake from FlyQuest. 2 working their way back through the baby door. And Athena trying to find a timing off that haunt. Hurt does go up. That's information towards this high ground. Existing, ready on the other side. Dodo takes down 1. Is that the distraction that Athena needs? Not quite. Damage done, but no kill to come through. Heady tactics. Time works in their favor. And they have a strong setup now in this post line. 2 players on the high ground, 1 below. But you see, players from FlyQuest are having to work their way all the way back around. Dodona has to focus her attention on dealing with these players on the high ground, so no one even has time to get on the spike just yet. Someone has to get on. Someone has to stick it right here, right now, and there's just no time. Ash has done enough. The spike will explode, and Teddy Tactics will steal around.
I mean, just an excellent job from Arya and Ash over on that A side early on, getting that pick onto Emily. They just bided their time playing around that wall. Emily not expecting a second to be there. Sure, maybe one lurk will be playing there with the Sheriff, waiting for the wall to come down, get a cheeky pick, but a second in tow? Not all that common, and Emily did not expect that. Nicely done from Teddy Tactics to open that up.
Love to see the Odin buy on this map. Always such a potent weapon, and Arya does love the thing. Spam onto the line, but everyone from FlyQuest very aware of where that weapon will be sending the Hellfire in. Ash on the close corner, pushing through in the face of 3 players, and it gets so awkward. Dodona has found 2 with the classic. Might explain that to me.
Surely we don't see back-to-back ecos when Dodonut gets 2 kills with the classic close range. Venus is double satcheling in. They're trying to take space with all of that action over on A. A nice response from Teddy Tactics. A good call to make. It should allow them to get the spike down. Luckily for them, that Odin hasn't made its way over here to be as lethal as it can be on the seaside.
Spike planted.
See, now, normally when you watch VALORANT, the team with the better guns is like supposed to win the round. And normally they're not supposed to win when they only have classics. It's just the free gun. And it looks like they might be on course to win it. Rocket for Dodona, will it connect into anything? Absolutely. She just knows that Venus is in that close corner. Still only has a classic in her hand, and that might just be the difference maker in this one. If Venus is holding onto the spikes, spam is coming through. Dodo has another with the pistol. She might just ace this one. She does! Only a classic and Ray's utility, and Dodo not aces for the Thrifty.
That is just
That's unreal.
Obscene.
She's 8-0.
8-0 with the classic, back-to-back ecos. And you know Teddy Tactics were hype off winning their eco. It's been rough for them lately. They come back on map 1, they lose the pistol. Hold up, we got the eco, we're back in this. And then Dodona kills 4 of you.
My mentals boomed
that
just watching that.
Crushing. Same. My brain has collapsed into itself. There's a black hole in my brain after that round.
I am slowly being spaghettified after watching that round. It is a tragedy, to say the least, for Teddy. This time they have the bad guns, though, so, hey, anything could happen, you know?
That's true. They're at the advantage. They're slowly working up towards A. Similar situation to the last eco they won. It's just Emily versus 2 players with bad guns. Let's see what happens. So they're going to get this opening pick. And no, they don't. Emily just decides, what if I just kill both of them this time?
That's a really good idea.
Great idea.
Creative. It works. Dodona, she's going to try and kill a few players of her own. Peeking her way over towards the C site. Just has worked outside of B and is just going to hunker down there for the moment. Teddy Tactics doesn't have a great way forward. They're going to try and smoke off the cross and make their way forward. Fade Dog to get past. They're just backing straight to Dodona. Crunch from 2 sides. The Dog will shut him on down, and Dodona maintaining the reign of terror. 10-0 at this point. They've got 7 as she tallies up yet another and finds her squad their 3rd round.
Listen, we all know that Dodonut's a very good duelist. Has always been a great player in the scene.
Sure.
But what we're witnessing so far today is outrageous. This is just an obscene performance. Map 1, after that going down 9-0, just started going crazy. Has carried it over to this map. 11-0 so far. Mimi, I can't.
Simply, I can't either.
There.
Anyways, Fada doesn't see anyone. FlyQuest ready to repush. Paranoia up, nade forward. Dodonut. Is she gonna get some more kills? Quite probably. Actually, no, this round. It's Venus instead giving the kills. Takes her down. So 4v4 in the end. Not the worst of exchanges for Teddy Tactics, but Han is still there. It's one, and it's Ash caught off guard by Athena on the off angle, and this really does just feel like a continuation of the end of that first map.
This is precisely why FlyQuest continue to pick this map.
Remaining.
They have every area on lockdown. Nothing unchecked. Nothing unwatched. Just a perfect defensive setup. And a great job contesting over towards C as well. The aggression there was so nice.
And again, normally the defense side, the tougher one here on Lotus. It can be really hard to contain so many different areas of the map, to contend so many angles. They're just doing it to perfection thus far. The aggression, the risks they're taking with Dodonut and Han have been on point. And Teddy Tactics are struggling to find an answer to it. They're again stuck back onto an eco.
Listen, ecos,
Is it?
still pretty good. Still, from what we've seen so far in this game, not too bad, honestly. Some of the quote-unquote bad guns in this game, I'm starting to think they're not actually that bad. They might actually be okay. But still, FlyQuest should be able to take this to 5-1. Surely we get the reasonable, logical conclusion to this round. Emily going to be facing an army of Teddy Tactics players coming through off this wall in this high position again. Nice Molly lineup to force her off the haunt as well with that. Okay, I like what I'm seeing from Teddy Tactics there. That's a nice little late take.
Yeah, good util combo to re-clear the space in the mid-round. Normally have to give that early, especially against these Raze compositions. Into B they head through the baby door. Han's ready for it. Spots out at least 2 players there, I believe. Maybe noting more, but there's certainly more to come. All 5 players queued up to split into this B site. How aware is FlyQuest? Zemro is holding just on the other side of the smoke, but Arya's inside of it.
30 seconds left.
Maybe trying to get a little bit
Spike
cheeky. Maybe
planted.
trying to make a push happen here. It's 5v5 in this post punt. There's still an eco round for Teddy Tactics. FlyQuest are taking their time. Here comes the ultimate, though. Teddy Tactics want to make the first move. Gambit unsuccessful for the moment. Orange is down, but Ash does trade things back. On. Flash close. It's a fake for the moment. She's trying to isolate this duel against Venus, and it's all just a bait. Time bought for Emily. Now all 3 players remaining are stuck towards the baby door. The flash is good, and the molly better. Athena takes one down. Ash swinging through. She's already killed 3, but it's another off the molly for Athena, and it's a 3rd for Emily as well. The duo comes up huge, and it's a 5th for Fly.
Fantastic retake from FlyQuest. Athena's utility there, so nice. They dealt with all those players in Baby Door just by the textbook. The mollies to force them out of the corner, the flash as well in the midst of them having to reposition because of the mollies. Capitalizing off of that, so nice on the retake. Teddy Tactics, dire straits, calling an early timeout. What they forced FlyQuest to do on the previous map. Now losing control of this series that they once were domineering over.
Trying to find an adjustment here in the timeout for Teddy Tactics. Thus far, it's been a lot of these slow start to rounds, using that util that we saw in the previous to re-clear space on these extremities. I think one of the biggest issues, though, has been FlyQuest's willingness to give up space, to be able to concede areas of the map and then play into these really fast flood retakes that have been effective. Even in last round, it wasn't a flood. It was one of those slower set retakes that was equally successful for this squad. Their synergy in those late round situations, when they don't let anything devolve to chaos, is excellent. Showing the history, the coordination that a team who's been together for so long has.
And on the coordination front, Teddy Tactics really are so impressive. They have so many nice little set utility plays, like we saw in the previous round, just to take a yard. That combination with the Haunt, that nice Viper lineup to deny the Omen from playing up top. Really nice little plays from them. Their playbook certainly looks deep. They're just going up against a FlyQuest with something to prove.
Viper wall towards this A site, as is always invested, will allow Teddy to, in this mid-round, re-clear the space. They're very suspicious of anyone sitting behind rubble, but this time, FlyQuest didn't invest any members of the team in that area. Instead, they're set up a little bit more heavily towards this C site, with the Killjoy actually rotating over to anchor on A.
Still working their way to the A yard, trying to play off this Viper wall. Trying to cause some distraction through the door, play off that. Or just on the lurk, gets caught. Astra utility out of the game. Han holding down his crossfire for the baby door as well. Aria down, the spike is down. They get that information. They know there are more players playing towards the door as well.
And that's brutal.
FlyQuest,
I mean, that's
so
the time
good.
where you're just taking a risk that you normally think is good, right? You feel like you have a timing, you're right there, you want to make the play for your team to recover this game, and then you end up looking silly, swinging through a smoke, not being ready for an angle. It's these little mistakes that really snowball, make these games slip out of control. But Teddy's not out of the round yet. They'll invest a lockdown, they'll take this B site, and Astra's gonna push really deep. In fact, she's alone and fight against Emily. Successful for damage, but not for a kill. The paranoia, though, is perfect out of Emily. Now she has support in the mix. It's Dodo not rotated over. It's a Roomba to work back in, and it's a rocket up as well. She doesn't need it. Dodo clean on the work back in. The duo of her and Emily find success yet again for Fly.
There's just a reason that FlyQuest keep picking this map, and after this game, you know, hey guys, if you got a band to spare, I have a suggestion because they are just smashing every single opponent here.
You're pretty good at this map, I think. Me personally, I think I hold that opinion.
Interesting take. I'll consider it.
You should think about that one. In particular, another pitch for you, White. Defense on this map,
I'm listening.
very hard. FlyQuest right now, very good at it. Your thoughts?
I'll have to consider that one as well. I will. You are a VCT analyst. I guess I'll trust you. I suppose.
Trust me.
I will trust you, bro.
They're good because they've won more rounds than they've lost. Think about
That is
that.
one of the realest things I've heard today. The Viper Pit, the cut off C. In the meantime, we'll see if Aria tries to maybe garner some space towards that A side, playing around the utility. It's going to be tough, though, until the smoke covering A main goes down, which it just does now, excuse me. So she is going to start to work her way, gain some map control as the rest of Teddy Tactics looks to rotate off C mound, go for a site exec elsewhere. Luo might be facing some serious pressure here in a moment's time.
Has made her way so deep into this one, but the lockout is actually positioned to counter that exact play, stop anyone walking up towards that staircase. Viper's Pit committed, it blocks off the staircase, and one for this A site. Emlo is still alive though. She's a one-more play around. Rocket through, it's down. Emluo taken care of, and now this lurk is activated, this time successful for Teddy Tactics, with Ash starting to flank in from behind. Here comes the retake though. It's a flood, fast in, Dodo Nut rocket up above, no connection. Can she find a shot though? Still alive in the close corner, and her teammates far away, not really in a position to help unless Athena can find her opportunity. Takes down Venus with the classic. 4 versus 4 now. Odds are even, and information is given. Aria takes the timing and finds one. Her teammates there activated as well, leaving only Athena in a 1 versus 3. Ollie's available. Try and isolate a fight on this one. The Haunt is out. They know exactly where she's hiding in this one. And a tap on the spike will prove her end. Existence cleans things up, and Teddy Tactics finally on the board again.
I really like that explosive play out of door from Teddy Tactics off the Raze ultimate. And as well, crucially off the back of that, no one got trapped in the door, no one got held back by utility. The three of them were able to just scale through back-to-back, punish Emluo, who was trying to lock down Anchor A all on her lonesome. Teddy Tactics finally making something work. Took a while, but listen, outside from that eco, now they're back on the board.
Over towards the C site this time. Teddy Tactics will set their early aggression. Hanta, nothing more to follow that one. Seems like trying to collect up some of these orbs could be a priority, as that ult cycle has just been reset. So trying to get a few more into this half. Arya noting that alarm bot in the round previous, puts a priority this time on breaking it, throwing a bit of a different recall as well to be able to do so.
Arya getting all this close positioning towards stairs is nice, and Teddy Tactics again, they're gonna try and fight for the door. Oranges is gonna put down the wall, and in tandem that Fade ult to get information on site doesn't really tag a single person. Oh wait, it does. It actually gets Athena all the way in drop. Look at this utility tsunami descending upon her. There's nothing she can do. Dodona's trying to spill out through the wall, find timings with her teammates. Emluo gets one with the shorty near the staircase. Wall is about to drop. Looking at the setup here from Teddy Tactics, and I like what I'm seeing. They've got everything covered. Emluo trying to find some space, but that is being watched by Ashe. Emily on their lonesome in an impossible situation. At this point, probably just gonna save.
A great round there for Teddy, realizing where that alarm bot was in the round previous and realizing how much space they're being given. Arya is able to walk her way all the way up to just the lip of the doorway into that A site, and then the team pops in together and is able to shut down. They're set up in the post line as well. Really good. Fighting forward, playing on that side, actually taking the fight to FlyQuest before they can play into one of those set retakes. It's been so effective thus far. It's excellent stuff out of Teddy Tactics. These were the adaptations that we were hoping to see in that first map, but the revival might be a little bit late. It seems like it's coming now.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to see. It seems like that timeout as well, paying dividends. Ender stepping in, giving some thoughts. And now it's actually FlyQuest. They're going to be feeling the pressure here, forced to take a timeout themselves for the first time in a long time. Teddy Tactics starting to build things back. Slowly at that, but, you know, you gotta start somewhere.
I do like them taking this time out, though. I think that this is one of those situations for FlyQuest where, well, it was excellent to start off. I mean, 6-1 at one point in this half. Letting things slip away now could still be very dangerous. If you let this get to 6-6, that's very winnable territory for Teddy. So wrestling control back at this moment going to be very important.
It's really just come down to that A side of the map. Teddy Tactics have found the hole to exploit in that defense, which is really just playing towards tree. They've been exposing that area of the map. And I like that big execute they had on the previous round. Just an idea they certainly had heading into it as to how they wanted to play it out with the Astral Wall and the Fade Ultimate available. Using them in combination to just run through that A site. Really nice idea. It looks like we're heading towards this early A fight that you often see on Lotus.
Ollie forward. The satchel in from both sides. Emily up above is prepared for Venus, and she'll teleport away as well. Great flash there, connected. And Dodo, the one to take advantage. FlyQuest had conditioned something like 3 rounds in a row now that they weren't going for that aggressive A lobby fight, and Teddy Tactics thought that space was theirs. They've always been able to get in after re-clearing towards Mound and walking up, and the conditioning proves perfect for FlyQuest for this strike.
A great adaptation from FlyQuest made straight out of the timeout. You guys like going A? It's been working for you? Alright, cool. We're just gonna fight with everything at main, deny you all of that space. They find the kills, they back off. Now it's time to take things nice and slow. They can just respond with a retake if they need to.
And that does seem to be the plan. Oranges will get this plant down onto the B side, and Existence will have to make a play of things here. Push towards the heaven side. Dodo's ready for it. She's so quick. The snap of the rifle. Now it's a satchel going in instantaneously. Blinded is Oranges. Down she goes as well. Dodo's going to push into her own nade and maybe kill herself. But she wins the round and gets a 4K. So that's cool.
Worth it. Got the fourth for the stat sheet. That's all that
Trade offer.
matters.
I receive 1 death. You receive 1 death. Thoughts?
I mean, listen, when it gets you to the 16-5, we'll take it. Dodo is having a hell of a series right now. Hell of a series. The movement has been very good, too. That is a silly situation to end on, but the gall.
To double satchel out off of 1 Sky Flash, and it works. Like, you were saying this after last map, but it's not just the aim. The stuff she pulls off with her movement is ridiculous. But we're straight back into another fight, and it's the same scenario again. I feel like I've seen this one before. Okay, Emily kills Venus up from above, then Dodonut's gonna get a kill. And now she's gonna probably get some more kills as well after falling back from A.
This is literally the same round.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this is... Wait a second.
Wait, I thought they went B here.
Hold up.
What's going on?
Yeah, wait a second. Guys, you gotta go. You have to go B. But it doesn't look like they want to. They're gonna slowly rotate the spike over to C. Did the dog not spot Arya on A? I was looked over at the minimap there. Didn't with the wall just going down, but Dodonut, a little too aware. A little too snappy with the aim. A little too damn good in this series. I don't think anyone can stop her at this point.
She's the immovable object and the unstoppable force simultaneously. Didn't think that one was possible. It is. She's done it. She's changed what is physically possible, but Ash still has a chance in this round if she gets another, and she will. Now a 2 versus 2. Dodo, though, still alive. And Ash, low on HP. Rocket, nade, satchel, still available. A lot of tools on this retake, and a flash for Han as well. Able to group up are these 2 players, but the rocket will suffice. It's perfection from Dodonut from downtown. Ash is on the ground, and Oranges is alone in a 1 versus 2. Does Dodo clear this? Is she ready? She's suspicious, and it's perfect.
It's
perfect.
Can't. I just can't. Maybe it's official. I've been waiting all day for the game to be changed. It just happened. the game is finally changed.
It's Dodonut.
Dodonut
is the one who's done it.
She is the game. She is the VCT game changer.
She's the CEO of Game Changers. 20-5. The final boss, it would appear. I mean, the individual form she is fine. Why, by the way, literally the same round. Get 1 kill up top, Emily TP's in, 1-for-1 trade. We reset the round, and then Dodonut gets a 4K. Same script.
It really is the same script. Dodo is simply the final boss in the server that no one can stop. Just an outrageous performance. Hasn't slowed down whatsoever since late in the half on Haven, that first half, bringing things back. Man, just too tough to layer in the tournament. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
And she's in the right place. At the right time, too. Athena there as well. Molly in the orb, and it's a complete shutdown on Teddy's attempt at this C execute.
And again, Teddy have been, overall, doing a lot of things that I really like, and been doing a lot of things that I'm impressed with, but God, when you're going up a team that's just making plays like this individually, emanating confidence on every single round, experienced in the way that they are, and coming into GC3 with something to prove. FlyQuest, for the first time ever, really had a poor performance in Stage 2, and now here, in Stage 3, they've got, you know, a fire lit within them to really just prove themselves again. They are looking phenomenal.
In this picture, I am Emluo. 3-6, vibing, chilling, not a care in the world. My duelist, 22-5. I'm happy. I will place my utility every round. I will rotate. I will stall them with my mollies. That is my job.
Yep. Me, when I pay $1,000 for someone to boost me to Radiant.
I did a little more than that. For someone as good as Dodo.
They're charging that much these days? That's correct. Well,
9-3 though. We're into the second half. We're into the pistol round here. And into the site already is FlyQuest. Dodonut, woman of the hour. Again, looking for more. A little whiffy on the shots that time, but damage will be done. onto Aria.
Molly to deny that plant. A lot of spam coming through, but it looks like maybe the Molly didn't fully connect or just didn't do enough damage, but Dota gonna swing on back through after getting healed up. Ghost in hand. I'm expecting more than one headshot, if I'm being frank. Emily trying to lock down the site. Getting traded out by Ash, which is nice, and there it is, the second headshot that I was waiting for. Emluo gonna swing through main. FlyQuest surely just have this thing locked up at this point. It's their map pick. It's the map they've smashed everybody on. They have the Rays dropping 24 and 5. Mimi, I hate to say it.
Don't say it.
But it might be over.
It might be. Where are the believers now? We need the believers right now. If the Teddy Tactics believers are out there, this is the moment they have to step up, because this is brutal. Think all the way back. Map number 1. 9-0 for Teddy Tactics. I didn't think we'd be here on Lotus. Not only with FlyQuest having won map number 1, but up 10-3 as well. And they've somewhat forced Teddy Tactics into a bit of an investment here. It's not a full force, but there's a Marshal, there's some Sheriffs, there's a couple of things hodgepodge together to try and make something of this round that is already looking bleak.
Rotation back towards A. A lot of pressure on Aria with the shorting. This is looking like a 1 and done or a 0 and done. And we're into the 5-on-4. That is the none and done, if I've ever seen it. Alarmbot gonna gain the information on this big flank attempt. FlyQuest players deciding to go back, fight together, clean up the riffraff, and finish out this round. And looks like it's probably gonna be flawless fashion.
Seems pretty likely, doesn't it? Judge towards heaven. Orange is just having a bit of fun with her stars at the end here, trying to do anything she can in the dying moments of this round, of this game. Cool DPI switch, I guess. She's having her fun.
Listen, when you're down 10-3, you have to find your fun somewhere. You can't live in misery. Oh!
The team flash was perfect.
Absolutely. Maybe that might be the turning point. Discord sown in the FlyQuest ranks.
Perfect supportive utility to kill
Got
Dota.
paid off by Ender. The LCS check just hit. She's paid off by Ender. That's crazy.
It's wild to say. Alright, 11-3. Teddy Tactics, a rifle round. An Odin round for Aria. This is a chance to get something more. This is the chance to really get another round. If not, this game is very likely over. But the buy's good for Fly as well. 2 rifles on the stars. Dodonut, Emily, both excellent thus far in the series, in this map in particular. And they'll be charging their way on Ansi's nade on the other side for Venus, as it's a lean towards the C site for FlyQuest.
Mimi, have a prediction. Dodo will double satchel in and hit the entry point. Oh, well, I was wrong. It was a single satchel. My analysis off as always. Tragedy.
I would say you were good enough for government work right there. Pretty close. Athena holding the flank, and the Odin holding the line. Not dead through the wall, but Emily will be able to trade back onto Aria. Here's Athena dealing with the flank. Spectre in hand, double headshot onto Venus. Beautiful work out of her. She gets another kill though, and hopping up. It's a little awkward damage done. Sheriff in hand from the next player up on the chopping block. It's Emluo in that close corner. A smoke to support her. Actually, just pull back instead, trying to take this fight. Maybe a bit of a mistake in the end. Now it's even to a 2 versus 2. And Orange has made her way into the site, a pullback of her own, but down she goes. 1v2. Existinge. The sub for the squad, trying to keep Teddy in this. Not at series point, and it's all but done. Emily, a 3K in the round. If it's not Dodonut the hero, it's Emily stepping up.
And the little details are all there. The double face, high-low setup, knowing that the swing was going to come from there. But that's just the well-rounded nature of a team like FlyQuest, with strong individuals that have been playing together for a long time, ironing out the team play over time, all of those little things in the moment that they're just doing correctly over and over.
Like Dodonut getting 25 kills.
Yeah, that's a great calling from the IGL. The Dodonut go get 25 kills strat. Great strat.
Actually, a live look into what Athena's comms are. Hey, Dodonut, you're pretty good this game. You want to get 25 kills? Cool, thanks. Appreciate that one, dog.
Hey, let's not sleep on the 18 assists from Han, okay? We can't all
That
get
is
kills.
actually pretty nuts.
Some of us have to be the team player, Sky.
Hold on. This is actually my chance to talk about Han, because Han is a player with a lot of history. She was on the initial Moon Raccoons roster that eventually became Shopify Rebellion. She was the IGL of that team before they even got signed as Shopify. First game changers ever, making top 3 with a free agent squad. And then she gets dropped from the team. They go for the 6-player roster. KP takes over the IGL. She falls off and then bounces between rosters for quite a while, trying to find that same success. And she's been with this home of FlyQuest, of this core, for a bit. But I still feel like she always goes under the radar for the pure experience she brings to any team she is a part of. She's still great as an individual, and also can add another voice to that squad, can help Athena out in those calling, in that IGL. In this round, maybe, in closing out the series. It's 1 away here for FlyQuest.
Pressuring towards B, gonna trigger that alarm bot and break it. Nice to do early in the round just to instill some question marks on the defensive side of where they need to rotate to, losing that information tool. Minute on the clock, and FlyQuest have options that they're exploring, working towards Mound, towards A just a little bit, clearing things out.
My ult's ready.
Seeker's up for Han. Big tool here in the mid-round. Like you're mentioning, that Killjoy utility already broken off, so B is always going to be at risk. Dog into the side spots out the Astra on the other side. Arya executed by Emily. A clean shot there as A site will be taken by FlyQuest.
Emily again with another first blood. The amount that she's gotten in this series is
30 seconds
pretty crazy. Dodo Nut
My
getting
ult's
into
ready.
A, getting that spike down, getting the ultimate off the spike plant as well. Again, it's just the little details on FlyQuest. They're up 12-3, but they're making sure to give the spike to Dodo Nut so she can have her ultimate for the last round and tally up another kill.
Grenade! Fire in the
And into the back line, Rocket will be popped though. Oranges for the first kill. It's just Dodo trying to buy a bit more time, and time is working in their favor. Teddy Tactics down to only 3 players on the work back in pieces, but 1 HP. It's Ash alone, and as Emily drops in, the series is over. 9-0 was the start. Teddy Tactics had their opportunities, but FlyQuest proves their resiliency, shows why this squad has always made it to the top as they send Teddy to the lower bracket and continue on their run to the main event.
I'm so excited to watch more of FlyQuest in this tournament from here. Getting that 2-0 victory, but starting down 0-9 and then just running it back in that form individually, with the team play looking as good as it did, and just being able to flip the switch on the confidence from being down 0-9. They've given me so much to look forward to. Based on, again, we keep talking about it, but they had their poor showing in stage 2. And from what I'm seeing here, I feel pretty confident that they're going to be able to make a deep run again, get a finish that we're used to seeing them in. So I'm very excited to see their trajectory throughout the rest of the tournament from there.
This really feels like the chance for FlyQuest to turn things around and make a run into the main event, maybe even deeper into that main event in this one. Clearly that chip is on their shoulders, and they're working with it quite well. But let's bring Sierra back in, because that series was honestly insane. I think FlyQuest just showing how good all these players are, why this roster's been together for so long.
After watching that game, I kind of forgot about the fact that they started down 9 rounds over on Haven to be starting out this series.
It feels like it was just a stomp the whole time.
I know.
Right? It's absolutely incredible stuff. My theory is that was just the, kick the mother down a little bit before the anime arc of them becoming these big hero character going on in Game Changers. Because, wow, with how they're playing, the individual hero plays from all players, you have to be calling out Dodonet again because, oh my goodness, she has been unleashed, Mimi. I mean, it just feels like their time.
Yeah, Dodo, incredible. In this second map in particular, when she is playing Raze, she looks unbelievable. The satchel movement is on point. Her rockets seem to hit every time she uses one. The awareness, just checking every angle. It just looks unreal, Wyatt.
It is ridiculous. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, we just bore witness to it for an hour and a half of just pure Raze carnage. and it was quite enjoyable to watch. I love some good silly gameplay. I love when my favorite Raze player runs into their own nade to get another headshot kill. That's kind of
awesome.
gameplay I like to see.
That is exactly what I want to see from a cracked Raze player. I want to see all of the chaos, good and the bad, you know? So that was just a perfect little cherry on top of what was a great Lotus over for FlyQuest. And with that, that's just going to be one step further along in our qualifying record. And you really have to be giving props to the entire team as well. Because, like, Emily, I mean, we got to see that video with Emily earlier. Popped off. And just the whole team, Mimi, they just play so well together.
They're quite good. And they've been together for a long time. The synergy is on point for this squad. Dodo and Emily work together perfectly. Athena's calls throughout this map was great. And you do have to give credit to Teddy. They are still in the tournament. They had some great ideas on Haven, especially those first 9 rounds that they managed to streak together. Some of the ideas that they were showing, being willing to innovate, take a risk, not just copy other pro teams, but to come up with your own stuff and execute it really well against one of the top squads in the scene is impressive, but it always does come down to that inexperience, to letting a game slip, to not being able to close out. There's a big difference between making it close, showing what you can be, and actually closing out and making the upset happen, and Teddy Tactics still not quite there just yet.
Yeah, and there was a time in the past where the shoe was on the other foot, where the FlyQuest players, they didn't have the experience yet. They would be in a situation like Teddy Tactics going up against a top team, slip, weren't able to get over the finish line, and then eventually they are with more experience, more time playing. And I'm looking to Teddy Tactics in this lower bracket to make a good run, because what they brought to the table, what they had to offer in regard to Haven specifically, with the comp that they brought, the team play that they had with it, what they had worked out with the unorthodox, comp that they had, was very impressive. And I don't think that other teams the caliber of FlyQuest would have been able to deal with that. And that is giving me hope as well that they can make a super deep run, because I thought that was a prime form FlyQuest against an upcoming team with unique stuff with a lot to prove. And teams that aren't FlyQuest, I don't think they're going to be able to handle what Teddy Tactics have to offer.
I'm looking forward to what Teddy Tactics will be able to offer in that lower bracket. Hopefully we'll be able to see them again down the line. But for right now, it's time for celebrating FlyQuest. We've talked so much about DodoNut. I'll have an opportunity to actually talk to her after our Prime Gaming post-match highlights, so stay tuned.
That's done. 1 enemy remaining. 30 seconds. 1 enemy remaining. 1 enemy remaining. My ult. Down A. 10 seconds left. 4. Spike down C. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. Ah be abi. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Well, it's another day and another win for FlyQuest Red, going to hunt in our qualifiers of VALORANT Game Changers. And we have, quote-unquote, our final boss here on the line for our Verizon post-match interview, DodoNut. What is going on? We got the squad at 2. What is happening over there? What's in the water? What are they feeding y'all? The team is looking so good right now. The confidence must be off the charts.
Honestly, there's really nothing special that they're feeding us. I think it's just our team camp right now has been so much better throughout the weeks, and us boot camping has helped us a lot.
It's definitely paying off, that's for sure. But I do have to bring up the one little hiccup that was that beginning part on Haven. Did Teddy Tactics cut you off guard with their comp at all? Or what was that? You managed to bring it back, and you brought it back in a fantastic FlyQuest fashion. But I have to ask about that 9-round deficit to begin with.
Well, props to them. They made us work for it. their comp was like very different, and it kind of took us a little bit to like adjust to their comp and like for us to warm up too. But there was like no doubt in any one of our minds that we were gonna lose that. We kept our composure and our mental was great throughout everything.
And we got to see going on Lotus that confidence, that composure, everything was unreal. Do you think that it's going to be going on forward with how strong your Lotus is, that teams are going to have to start maybe banning it out of respect? Or do you think teams are disrespecting a little bit? It's looking really clean.
Something that our coach said was Lotus is our home court, and we would like to keep it our home court and show every team that our Lotus is really strong.
Well, you've definitely already been proving that, so I cannot wait to see that more going on forward. Last but not least, this is a little bit of a team call-out, actually, about your victory dinner yesterday. I mean, the 4-0, it was very well-deserved, but Emma was tweeting out about sushi eat with forks. What's going on here? Are you having cursed dinner again tonight?
So what happened was we ordered like sushi, and there was only like 4 chopsticks or 2, and then it's basically whoever got there first got the first chopsticks, and Luo got really unlucky, so she had to pull out like a fork from the cabinet.
So tragic. That is so tragic. But hey, at least you earned the right to eat your sushi with forks. I mean, the gameplay is off the charts, so we'll give you the kudos there. Enjoy your dinner tonight. Enjoy the win that you got today. Congratulations once again. We'll see you again soon, okay, guys?
Thank you.
Yeah. For us, we'll head back over to our analyst desk to be wrapping up the day with Mimi and Wyatt. I just have to ask, if you had the option of the sushi with a fork or just eating it with your hands, which way are you gonna go here? They're both cursed.
Eat it with your hands.
With your hand? Okay, I actually had to do that when I was trapped in that hotel in LA after I got hit by a car, and I ordered sushi and they gave me no utensils whatsoever. So there I am, just concussed in my hotel bed, eating sushi with my hands. It was tragic.
They don't call it a hand roll for nothing. It's definitely not because of how they roll it. It's because you're supposed to.
No, definitely not. That's
good
analysis, maybe.
Good analysis. But hey, we got a lot of good analysis from you two today, and we had a lot of great plays and good shots from our players, which of course leads us to our aim lab flick of the day. This one, we're going back in our series a little bit. There's always something about a really nice, crispy Guardian shot. Maybe that's just so satisfying.
Yep, I agree with you. It's very satisfying because she kills 2 people swiftly and it makes the nice boom, boom sound. I would say that was the flick of the day. If I was aim loud, I would agree.
Mimi, your analysis today, on point. I now understand why they pay you $40,000 a day. I get it now.
They don't, trust me, I'm humble.
You deserve to go eat some sushi with forks or whatever utensil
Hands.
of choice.
Or
With hands.
preferably
Yeah.
chopsticks, I would say. Me personally.
That can work too. But hey, it's been a lot of fun. But we still have so much more Valorant game changers ahead of us. This was only day 2 of our qualification, so we're gonna wrap this one up. It has been a lot of fun, you guys. Thank you so much for being awesome, bringing all the memes, and of course, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Make sure to come back tomorrow for another day of great Valorant gameplay and another day of qualifiers. We'll see you then.